どうも皆さん、こんばんは。ゆずきりんです。ウェーブテイル、続きをやっていきましょう。前回は、設計図を手伝ってもらうために、艦隊の捜索をしていましたね。今回は、設計図に必要なパーツをもらいに行きます。あ、もしかして、本来は、船を救助しながらあの場所に行くのが正解だったのかな？ギミックが全然反応しなかったので、順番があるかも。特に、周りに何かあるわけじゃないのかな？船を救助しましょう。
One ship coming your way, Peppy.
Hunky dory.
So, that story about.
Oh, right. I met her during my activist years when we campaigned together.
What did you campaign for?
For the dandelion to be shut down. The workers told some worrying stories, my mom included. About how they were treated, about the side effects of the spark extraction. But people didn't listen, so we tried to make them.
Did it work?
What do you think? Better get back to this. Talk later.
もしうまくいっていたのなら、戦争が起きるわけないですもんね。いや、それとは別なのかな。
You mentioned you didn't like Mom?
That's right. I wrote her off as a privileged rascal looking for attention. Your grandmother was a higher-up at the Dandelion, after all. But with time, I had to admit to myself that she just cared. It's a hard thing to do, to change your mind about someone. I'm glad I was brave enough to do it. She became one of my closest friends.
I'm glad to hear she had that. Friends.
もしかして、お母さんとおばあちゃんって喧嘩してたのかな？もっと情報が欲しいかも。
Another one incoming.
I'm ready. Come join us as soon as you have enough sparks, will you?
なるほど。これで、この辺りのギミックが動き始めるんですね。スパークはどこにいるんだろう。今回は近いですし、早く集めれそうかな。まあ、変なギミックがなければの話ですが。ちょうどいい坂になってるけど、使い方がわからない。特殊なダッシュがあるならわかるけど、主人公は普通の人間だから無理でしょうね。 特殊なダッシュがなくても無限の射程を誇るこのグラップルがあれば十分かな。
And that's all of them.
Nice work. And Sigrid, I'm sorry about whatever happened to Iris. You have my condolences.
Thank you, Peppy. And thanks for sharing your story.
Happy to, kiddo.
ここで一隻ずつ補給するのかなって思ってたんだけど、キャノンを積んでるのだけでよかったみたい。今補給した？通り過ぎただけに見えたけど。
That's so cool! Can I try?
She's not so fond of strangers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I mean, newcomers rarely mean anything good around here.
They don't?
Nah, no one from the outside ever gave a dab about the Hill Crew. Only came around when they needed us.
You mean, like us?
Yeah, I guess. But you gave something back, chasing out that snake. After the war, people who used to make us work for peanuts at the Dandelion just came pouring in. But this time, they didn't even have peanuts to offer. So we turned them down, decided to keep to ourselves. It made them real mad.
Wait, this must have been way before you were born.
Well, unlike all the hill folks who fought in the war, stories don't die.
どうやら結構深い溝があるようですね。あまり刺激しない方がいいかも。戦闘は大体同じなのでカットしていきますね。さすがに滞空時間に限界があるみたい。真似してもできないので滞空ができるだけでもすごいけどね。
What's with all the rocks over there?
That, my friend, is the Needle Prick Memorial. A small token of gratitude to those who fought against the Dirty Falls and didn't make it back.
Oh, who built it?
Don't know. Maybe one person. Maybe 100. One day it was just there. And people kept adding to it. At least until this area got too gloomed up to be safe. It's mostly stones and scrap parts from the area. But they're placed with love.
Grandma? Is this where Grandpa died? Granny?
We used to go to the pine forest here before the war, you know. Every fall, me and John picked chanterelles. I always made him cover his eyes for the last part of the way. It was my secret mushroom place, you see. He wasn't very good at keeping secrets. He would have slipped and told someone if they asked. I'm sure of it. And now, he sleeps here, on a bed of chanterelles.
Such unnecessary evil. We can't let this happen again.
right. Let's hope this works.
ちゃんと切り開けたみたい。出力は低めですが、通り抜けるには十分ですね。
This place gives me the chills.
It does that to you. This is where the final battle against the Dirty Paws took place. We paid a heavy price, but we finally took them down.
そういえば、ダーティーポーと呼ばれるウィスラーズの人たちの目的がわかりませんね。今回はどんな役割なんだろう。
Here we go again.
よかった。バグったかと思ったよ。先へ進みます。
Are we visiting Rufus?
Yeah. He would know where we could find a spark reactor. One of those wrecks gotta have one in working condition.
He's not gonna like this. Not fond of visits, that man. Especially not impromptu ones.
I brought a box of his favorite tea leaves. Hopefully enough for the trade.
What Troubled said about the Dirty Paws? About the Whistlers? I've never even heard that name. Who are they?
なんで主人公は聞かないんだろう。言ったらまずいと思ったのかな。不思議な建物がありますね。何かの残骸かな。
Oh, no.
We need to get that poor sod out of there. Oh. Oh.
おばあちゃんの好戦的な態度はどうにかならないかな。無駄に敵を作ってる気がするんだけど。ドクロ？危険なものが近くにあるのかな。ダイナマイトとか。私は基本的にアスレチックが苦手なんですが、主人公の能力なら大丈夫そう。特に対空できるのが心強いです。この吊り下げられてるのは船の一部なのかな。でもなんでこんな形に。どこに行けばいいの？ 上にエネルギーを送ってるみたいだけど、何かあるのかな？あ、資料がありますね。回収しておきましょう。そんな。ここに書かれてるのが正しいなら、最初から味方だったってこと？これは一体。今は戸惑いが隠せませんが、情報を集めましょう。胸騒ぎがどんどん大きくなってく。いやー、さすがにこの数はさばききれないかも。あ、こうやって見ると大きい船ですね。
ああ。
いつものスパーク集めかな。他の情報も落ちてるといいんだけど。ここにも敵が。結局この敵もよくわからなかったかも。ウィスラーズが関係ないとしたらどこから？あの黒い霧がヒントかな。これ届かないんだけど。伝送装置がどこかにあるのかな。あれ、もしかしてダッシュで対空距離を伸ばせるの？このテクニックがあれば水平方向に限るけど、伝送装置がなくても移動できるかも。もっと早くに気づいていればいろいろと便利だったのに。 すっごい便利。このテクニックが出てきたってことは、この後使うのかな？この周りにあるのって、あの大きな船の残骸なのかな？それとも、かつては船団だったけど、その墓場とか。今何が？なんだろう。ライブが暴発してるのかな？
What's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
The Striders! I couldn't hold them back. And then the Dirty Paws showed up.
The Whistlers.
Yeah, the Whistlers. Anyway, I was sure they would kill me. But they didn't. Actually, I think they tried to...
Help you?
Yeah.
You know, all those stories you've been fed are not to be trusted.
How do you know?
Because I am one of those dirty paws you're all so afraid of. Although I prefer to be called by our rightful name. Care for a cup? That beloved dandelion of yours spat its poison into the sea. Eventually it reached our lands. Big, nasty blobs that crawled onto our fields and destroyed our crops. We sent message after message to make you understand the damage you were causing, but you wouldn't listen. So eventually, we took matters into our own hands.
What did you do?
We realized we had to stop the gloom ourselves by sabotaging the Dandelion's main conduit. Our boat got hit just after midnight. 3 of us were killed immediately, and 1 lived long enough to say his prayers. I was crying like a babe, but having no wound severe enough to stop me, I kept going. Just before dawn, I reached my target. It was all up to me now. Our scientists had devised a fluid that was meant to drip into the heart of the dandelion and stop the machinery from running. Our mission was to pump it into one of the central vents, and that's what I did. I pumped the fluid in, plugged the vent, and I left. I didn't look back at first. The only thing I could think of was getting away. But then, when I turned my head, the entire thing had turned into a monster. Gloom shooting out like fountains of black saliva. I remember thinking of 100-armed octopuses and giant spiders, mythological creatures from my childhood stories. Then came a deafening thunder. The whole thing started to burst. Well, I guess you know the rest.
The ground cracked, the ocean roared, and Strandville was lost in the deep.
After what I caused, I couldn't bear to face anyone. so I settled here.
How did you survive the explosion?
All I know is that I passed out. When I woke up, the sea was calm. But the city was gone. And the people. All we wanted was to put an end to our misery. You understand? I followed the instructions, but it didn't work out. It didn't... Sweet mother of sparks, I should have died with the others.
You tried to save your people. You didn't know this would happen.
You're very kind. Just like your mother.
My mother?
She was my friend, the bravest person I ever met. She listened to us, even after the flood. She believed me when I told her that we never meant any harm. She even wanted to help me put things right, so we set out to try and fix the damage I'd caused. But we never... She never... She was investigating methods to change the behavior of the gloom. One day she came to my hideout looking for clues, as she put it. I told her to get lost. She wasn't easily scared. Like mother, like kid, I guess. She had been breeding flowers, you see. Some kind of modified version of the night weaver. An herb we grow back home. She had learned that its roots could bind the gloom back into the weave rock and stop it from spreading. She wanted me to take her to the pipe that started the rupture. Her idea was to pour some spark-induced night weaver seeds into the central vent and turn the dandelion into a sort of mending machine. Don't ask me about the science. That was her forte.
So you went back there.
Yes, child. She even made us go inside. She said it was crucial. I refused at first, but your mother was a very convincing woman. And I know you won't believe me when I tell you this, but it was as though the gloom felt threatened by us. Your mother fought for her life. I lost my right leg trying to save her, and I'd gladly give my left too, if that could bring her back. Since then, the gloom has kept spreading, like the plague it is.
Is there nothing left to do?
The airship manages to fight it off to some extent, using spores from the Night Weaver. But we have nowhere near what would be needed to fight it off forever.
What about this?
By all sparks, where did you get that? We have to get you to the airship. You have to show them!
The airship! They're gonna shoot it down!
What? Who?
That machine Cassius was talking about. It's a spark weapon to shoot down the Whistler's barge.
Oh, those fools! May the gloom drown them! Curse all of them and their trigger-happy fingers! They're nothing but a bunch of short-sighted idiots! You must stop them, do you understand? Do whatever it takes to keep those morons from firing. Then you have to find Moira. Just follow the barge.
Moira?
The Whistler's leader. She's the only one who can make use of that seed. Now go!
さて、区切りがいいので、今回はここまで。まずいことになりましたね。できるだけ早く戻って止めないと。間に合えばいいのですが。今回の実況はここまで。ご視聴ありがとうございました。